See, one is on already. That's awesome. I'm gonna show you guys why I am inside. I was hoping to be able to go out into the woods today, but let me turn you around. See, there's a nice spot I can go in there and go into the woods, and I'm hoping to do that in other lives, but I don't know if you could see, we're getting drizzles. And even though it's not raining really hard, I just don't want to take any of my video equipment outside in the drizzle. So I'll sit by the door and maybe we could still see some of the woods and the outdoors and maybe hear some of the nature. If we get really lucky, maybe a deer will go past. We've been having a lot of deer visit us lately. So here, let me get resituated here. Turn it around, sorry. I thought I had it turned around again. Okay. Can I turn it this way? Nope, it won't let me. So let me put it this way. Uh-oh, did something happen? Let me sit in my comfy chair. Hopefully not kill myself. Ah! Let's adjust this a little bit. Am I still here? I think I have my phone on the stand and I think I accidentally hit the off button with the stand. Oh man, I'm a mess today. Oh, Marina, how are you? I'm sorry I'm not out in the woods. I don't know if you saw the beginning, I was showing that we're getting some drizzle outside. So I didn't want to take all my video equipment out there and take a chance that it would get ruined. Oh, how are you doing, Marina? Is everybody feeling better? Oh, Jennifer, hi, how are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. Did you guys bring a project? Crochet with me? Doing good? Yep, I saw that. Okay, you saw my rain. I'm disappointed. I wanted to actually go out into the woods and I saw, like, most of the day it was just cloudy, so I thought, oh, maybe I could still get out there. But the other problem is how dark it is out there too. All the leaves. Oh, Crystal's there too. I'm sorry, you snuck in, I missed it. How are you doing, Crystal? Ah. We're semi-crocheting in the woods today. You just get the view from my back door. But I got my comfy chair out anyway. This is one of those like hammock chairs. Oh, I love it. I love it. I could just like rest my head back and sleep. Oh good, Marina has a project too. I'm good, I made tacos. Yum. How come I didn't get any? Marina is working on a corner-to-corner blanket for a nephew for his dorm. Oh, that's so nice. Hi, Donna. So great to see you. I'm so glad all you guys are coming in and saying hi. Yeah, I want to taste some of Crystal's yummy tacos one of these days. Hi, Dawn and Hala, having fun? I love the name, Having Fun. That's always good when we can have fun. I'll show you guys what I got out because I'm getting really close to being done with it. It's that Canda shirt, Canda. So the front is done. I finally got it long enough, so now I'm working on the bottom ribbing, which takes forever. And then I need to do the sleeve ribbing. And then it will be done. But I am so excited. I keep trying it on. I'm like, this is so pretty. I can't wait to be able to wear it. And it's such a nice design. Nomad Stitches did a great job designing it. Aw, thank you guys. Thank you. I'm excited to also be able to give her a review on Etsy, because I bought her pattern from Etsy, and I keep getting reminders, make sure you do a review, but I want to have a finished project too. Like, I want to finish the shirt and get a picture of it to put in the review. So that's taking some time. Thank you so much, guys. I think it's pretty too. She did a really nice job with that design. I don't know that I'm that good. And the pattern is amazing. It's $10. And some of you heard me talk about this before, which I thought was kind of pricey. But then once I got it and I saw the pictures in it, and I saw that it's like kid sizes all the way through, you know, huge adults. I don't know how many sizes you get in it, but there's so many sizes that are in it. And, you know, it's basically, you could make one for anybody, you know, a child all the way up to, you know, big adults. So it was good. I think that to be able to figure out the sizing for all of that, that's where I struggle. Like, I'd love to design clothing that you would wear, but the struggle with me is the sizing. Crystal does really well with that. She came up with some kind of mathematical formula, but math was not my forte. So I'll stick to the amigurumi and stuff, the unusual things, because I'm an unusual person. Oh, well, I hope you guys are crocheting along with me. I wasn't sure, like, this was just something I thought of, like crochet in the woods. I didn't know if it was something where we would sit and chat, or if we would just, you know, sit and work on a project together. So you like me that way, good. Because I can't change, I'm 51, so, you know, there's no hope of me changing now. Weird to the end. What was the most challenging part of the top? This top here does not increase in the normal way. I've never done increases the way she does, and you have to keep track. It will be like increase in the first stitch, double crochet in the next 3, increase in the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet in the next 4, repeat that pattern around. So it was like, you really had to keep track of it. Now that I'm at the end, it's really easy, because once the pattern is done, it's all, you don't have to increase anymore, and it's all just double crochets. And then when you get to the bottom, you do the ribbing, which you don't really have to do any counting or anything for that. You just have to, it takes forever to do. But yeah, the way that she did the increases was the most challenging for me, because I've never seen increases like that. Usually when I've seen increases, it's just some kind of pattern, like, you know, increase and then double crochet in the next 4, and then the next row would be increase, double crochet in the next 5. You know, it's usually something like that. Hi, Deb. So great to see you. We got rained out of being in the woods, so I'm just sitting at my back door, and we can kind of see the woods in the background. But hopefully I'm sure it's not going to rain every time I plan this, so hopefully we'll get out there one of these times. But I thought this would be kind of fun, just to hang out with my friends in the woods, crocheting, doing a project together. And if we get lucky, if I was in the woods, I doubt if this would happen, but sitting here by my back door, it's possible for a deer to walk past, or we have a gazillion bunnies. Oh my goodness. When they say the bunnies reproduce like crazy, that's the truth. It is a hammock chair. I love this. I take it to all the kids' swim meets. It's just really comfortable. So I'm the only one who has one. My husband hates them, and we didn't buy them for the boys because they're in all the events, so there's no sense in buying a fancy chair that they won't use. Plus they're running around with their friends. So, but I find it very comfortable. I don't know if I'd say I love hammocks. I put a hammock out in the woods. You might not have been on when I told the story, but I was gonna go out there and film. And I got in the hammock and I rolled all the way out of it. So I never put that in the video. Maybe I should have, but I was a little bit embarrassed at the time. It's not one of those like really big fancy woven ones though. It's just one of those like plastic ones that you attach to two trees. And so it's maybe if I had one of those big nice ones that would be different. But yeah, I'm not comfortable in that hammock at all. If I just sit in it, it starts to like curl up. And if I lay down in it, like the sides come like this and I'm just kind of cocooned, which is cool. It's not that bad, but it's just not like you picture, you know, a nice hammock where you're laying there and it's like a bed where you could fall asleep. That one that I have out there is nothing like that. Oh, okay. Crystal said she hated seeing people fall. I'm glad I didn't put it in the video then. You can't do hammocks. Me neither. I fall too. Oh my gosh. The hammock chair is great though. I've never fallen out of this hammock chair. If I fall now though, you guys will probably laugh at me and be like, oh, you said you never fell out of it. But I don't know. I wonder, like those big, those nice expensive hammocks, they look comfortable. I mean, you know, maybe it's one of those things where like you see the skinny young person laying in it so comfortably and then the 51-year-old fat lady lays in it and it's not the same story. So I'll stick to the hammock chair. Although the hammock is still out there, you know, I never took it down. Ooh, I hear the woodpeckers. If you listen carefully, you hear the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Those are the woodpeckers. Oh, now they're not doing it. Now that I pointed it out, they're like, we're not going to let you show us up. Yeah, so we make a joke around this house because we have so many rabbits. You know, we're like, one of these days we're gonna have coney stew. I've never eaten rabbit before, have you? Yeah, we have woodpeckers around here. We have a little bit of everything, I feel like. We've lived here, I think we're at the start of our 4th year because we moved in May of 2020, I think. It was kind of still pandemic when we bought this. Oh, Donna's had rabbit stew. I've never had it, but I bet it would be good. If you want some rabbits, you can come over. You know, we've got plenty of them. But I used to walk around barefoot all the time, even in the woods, just barefoot. But then this year I went around to the side to look at some of the flowers and see how they were doing. And there were snakes in the garden. And I was like, maybe I should wear shoes from now on outside. They're just garter snakes. We don't really have dangerous snakes around here, so it can't harm me. And when it saw me, it kind of slithered back like, oh my God, there's a person there, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, there's a snake there. But I've had rabbits before when I was younger, like 14. As a pet, or did you eat them? No, I don't like snakes either. Even though they're harmless, I don't like them either. But we have kind of like a drainage area off on this side of our house, like way over. and it has cattail growing in it and stuff, but the snakes like that kind of climate, so that's why we have snakes around here. You ate it, okay. And did you like it? I mean, everyone says it tastes like chicken. I don't know, I never had it, but they say snakes taste like chicken too. Yep, in Washington, West Side, nothing but Gardner. Okay, yeah, so Gardner, I keep saying Gardner, it's Gardner, I know that. Yeah, they're not harmless, or they're not dangerous at all. It's just kind of a shock, and I certainly wouldn't want to step on one. So, especially with bare feet. So now I wear shoes out there. Those snakes ruined my barefoot experience. If I could, I would be barefoot all the time. Yeah, you're right. They still bite, and they have a venom, but it's not deadly to people, but you could still kind of, I don't know. It could still bother you for a while, you know, it could hurt. Yeah, I just would not want to step on one. I remember watching a TV show. It was like about if the apocalypse happened, you know, how would you survive and things you could do to survive. And they said one of the things that makes easy food is snakes. They said that you can get, if you get some kind of like pitchfork type of apparatus and you put it at its head and you push down, you could cut the head off, and then you take the body and throw it over a fire. You just put it right in the fire, you know, until the skin is burned, and then you peel the skin away and you can eat the meat. I've never tried that, but I thought that was interesting. And I thought, well, I'll keep that in mind if there's ever an apocalypse. But honestly, I think if there was an apocalypse, I don't know if I'd want to be around anymore. I'd rather just be one of the ones that wasn't here anymore. I don't want to have to fight for survival. So, yeah, I don't know how we got on that. Sorry about that. The meat was kind of gamey and tough, and the person left the bones in it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of takes away from it when there's bones. Yeah, Donna's with me. Rather not survive it. So the raffia yarn did not work well for my hat. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I kind of thought it would. Oh, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear that. So I'm doing it in another yarn. The design, oh, thank you. I'm glad you like that hat. That was a lot of fun to do that hat. And after I made it in the acrylic, I was like, ugh, this is pretty much too heavy for summer. So maybe a cotton, maybe like a lighter cotton would work better. Well, thanks for letting me know about the raffia, because I was actually thinking about ordering some to try that hat with. So I won't bother then. The raffia is hard to work with though, I will say that. My boys have been playing a game, and I'm trying to remember what it's called now, but Axis and Allies is what it's called. And so they've been talking about war and about, you know, the bombs going off and stuff. And they kept saying, yeah, the summer hat, Crystal, that I just posted. It's called Make Me Smile hat, I think was what I called it. And so the boys were asking, because we live probably about an hour and a half away from Philadelphia. They said, if Philadelphia gets bombed, will we get affected or will we die? And, you know, my husband and I are like, well, yeah, probably, but maybe not right away. And I thought, you know, I'd rather be like in the bombing radius and just get wiped out right away. I don't want to have to go through the aftermath of that. That's probably why I'm talking about all this, because it's still like fresh from what we were talking about at dinner. I'll have to try and think of another summer hat, try to find something like maybe with the raffia yarn. Hi, Susie, it's so good to see you. Thank you. I was going to do it actually in the woods, but it's raining. And it's not raining hard, it's just drizzling, but I don't want to take my video equipment out there and chance that it gets ruined. But this is my backyard, so I just pulled up my hammock chair to the back door and opened it up, and it's actually a sliding glass door, so. Yeah, there's the back. We have about 2 acres of woods that are ours back there. So we're pretty lucky. Donna lives close to Seattle. Lots of military around, so I would be a goner. Aw. Well, actually, you know, we already said that. It's probably better to just be a goner. I wouldn't want to have to fight for my survival. I'm too much of a wimp. So I heard a couple of what a couple of you guys are working on, the corner to corner with oh my gosh, Marina, I'm sorry. My mind just froze for a minute. Marina is making a corner to corner blanket for her nephew. And so I'm curious what everybody else is making too. Crystal said I live next to a major airport, so me too. Yeah. You just never know. This is a crazy time. It really is. Oh, and Deb, I heard her say she's working on one of Crystal's top-down designs. I love those. I'm going to do that for things we're making Thursday next month. Crystal, people are probably going to be so sick of me just talking about your shirt all the time. I can't help it, though. I think I've made something like 5 shirts with that design, but they fit so nicely. Oh, Marina, that's cool. You're making it in his college colors. Oh, that's fun. Oh, Jennifer said she'd love the hammock chair, but it's too big for her backyard. Oh. Yeah, Marina, she said I need to make Crystal's shirt. It's nice, and I feel like the more that I'm getting, the more I do it, the more I'm getting the pattern down. And the last one that I made, I've gotten so many compliments on. People just keep saying like, oh, that fits you so perfectly. That looks so pretty on you. So I know I just need to make more and more of those because they're perfect. You know, I already have yarn because I'm beginning to become addicted to having yarn. So I may as well make something nice with it. Donna is working on a corner to corner too, but bum hand is stopping me. Oh, I'm so sorry. What, if you don't mind me asking, what happened to your hand? I remember you putting that in my comments. Oh. Beautiful. Deb is working on a shawl from Expression Fiber Arts. Had the exact yarn for it, so you couldn't resist. That's perfect. And I think, is that Erin from Crafting Kitty's Spotlight, Creator Spotlight this month? I thought I remembered reading that that'll be for June. So that's perfect. You can make the shawl and you can enter it into Erin's drawing. I pulled my thumb funny. Oh, ouch. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it heals now. I hope it heals quickly. Oh, man. Oh, I've always wanted to make an Expression Fiber Arts shawl. Me too. That would be awesome. I don't wear shawls. I think shawls are absolutely gorgeous. And I have some yarn that I know would make a really pretty shawl. but I feel like I don't know what I would do with it once I make it. But there are definitely some really, really pretty designs out there for shawls. Donna doesn't wear them either. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a pretty warm person, so I don't, even in the winter, so I don't tend to wear shawls. Oh, thank you for linking that, Crystal. Crystal linked it if anybody was interested in looking them up. Jennifer, that's funny. My nose is a little bit stuffed up. I think like there's a lot of pollen in the air, so I probably sound funny when I'm saying some of those things. It might have sounded like I said some bunny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you'll have to forgive the stuffy nose here, but that's all part of living in this area. I think I read somewhere that where I live in Lancaster County is one of the places that has the highest amount of seasonal allergies. I don't know if it was the highest, but it was ranked pretty high. So, yeah. Oh, some of you are getting them too. Well, I hope you post a picture, Deb, when you get done with the shawl. I would love to see how it turned out. There are some, like I said, there's some really, really gorgeous designs out there. And I know you have some pretty yarns, so that works out. Oh, you can hear the crickets. Part of it is toads as well. The toads are loud at night. And lots of birds. If I see any of the bunnies or anything. Hi, Yarny Cat. Great to see you. I'm glad you popped in. We're just kind of chilling out and doing our crocheting here. I was actually going to go into the woods, but the rain it's not raining hard, but it's drizzling, and I just didn't want to get my video equipment wet, so we're at my back door. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Donna. We go to Indianapolis on vacation every year, and so when we're staying in the city, oftentimes we get a hotel room that's high, and then we can look out on the city, and I think, oh, this is so nice, this is pretty, but I would miss all of this if we moved permanently, and I don't know if I would like being like in the middle of all the hubbub. You know, here it's very private, and you know, the kids can be loud, and we're not disturbing our neighbors or anything like that. So, oh, Expression Fiber Arts was last month. I didn't know what the June Creator Spotlight is right now. Erin has a lot on her plate. Yeah, I saw that she had a lot going on. I watched her video yesterday. Okay, so that was last month then. I do remember seeing Expression Fiber Arts and on Erin's channel. Donna said, I want to be in the country, just can't. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yarny Cat said, just saw your live and I wasn't doing anything. We went to the dog park and got rained out. We are in Clark County, Indiana. Okay, Indiana's getting rain too. I'm in Pennsylvania here. I'm in Lancaster County. I don't know. There was a show out years ago. I want to say it might be 10 to 15 years ago called The Amish Mafia. I don't know if any of you guys ever saw that. It was just a big old joke, but that was filmed where I live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So... do you have any cool yarn shops up your way? You're not too far from me, and it would be fun to go to a new place and look at yarn. Oh my gosh, Susie, that would be so fun. I I don't know if you're familiar with Ephrata, but there used to be a place in Ephrata and then they closed down. I haven't been able to find like a, not a box yarn shop around here. There's, of course, like Hobby Lobby in Lancaster, and there's Walmart and Michael's, but I wish there was a cool yarn shop. I will look one up because I think I heard there might be one like just outside of Lancaster. Maybe I'll look that up and see, because it would be cool to go to like a good shop. So, always wanted to see Amish. If you look in my video about the donations, when I went to the cancer center, they had horse and buggy parking there. I showed it in the video, but it's not, that's pretty common around here. Like our Walmart has horse and buggy parking, and all the grocery stores do, and the doctor's offices. So yeah, it's when you're driving and the horse and buggy are on the road, it's more like one of those annoyances because you have to pass them and you want to be careful because of the horses. You don't want to get too close to the horse and spook it. So I read romances with Amish characters. Well, I don't know how romantic I would feel towards them because they don't believe in deodorant, and so sometimes you get some really crazy smells from them in the summertime. But oh, we have quite a few in Indiana. Yeah, I know Indiana and Ohio have a pretty good, decent Amish population. We even have horse and buggy road signs to remind you to be careful. Yeah. Yeah. You need deodorant. Yeah, I know. I feel that way too. I'm like, oh, I think I would feel better about standing next to you if you were wearing deodorant. But none of them do. And then they have to wear like those really heavy clothes even in the summer because they're so modest, and so they're sweating and it's yucky. Oh, thank you for putting a link to that, Crystal. Crystal put a link to the donation where I showed the horse and buggy parking. So, but yeah, they have, it's like a whole like little parking garage for them, and there's buckets and shovels so they can pick up the horse poop, and there's hay in there so that the horses can eat the hay. So hi Vexy from Florida. Oh, are you getting good weather there? Donna, you saw it. It was cool. My boys went to Florida without me earlier this year. Their band went to Disney World for their band trip. Oh, hot, yeah. It's not too bad here. I think it's in either the high 70s or low 80s. So it's kind of nice. I have the back door open here. There's a little breeze, just a little slight breeze going in. How did that go? Oh my gosh, they had so much fun. They still talk about it. It was such a good experience for them. Yeah, I was like a nervous wreck for a while. I was trying to like calm myself down about it because they are, well, right now they're 14 and 16, but when they went, they were 13 and 15. And they were going by themselves. We weren't going as chaperones or anything like that. And that was their first time flying because Pennsylvania to Florida is pretty far. So, But they had a really great experience, and they had each other, so I felt good about that. So they roomed together and they were able to, oh, you saw a bunny? I'm not surprised. We had like a gajillion bunnies. It's fun to see them play with each other. There was one day, I couldn't help it. It was almost like addicting. There were two bunnies, and the one was trying to jump. It was like they had a game. It was trying to jump over the other one, and just as the one would jump, the other one would jump and try and get it, you know, and they were going back and forth with that probably for a good 15 minutes. And I was like mesmerized by the way that they were playing. So I'm sure another one will go by. Our grass is kind of long right now because we have a tractor mower, because there's a lot to mow, and it was really muddy. We had a lot of rain in May, and it was really muddy. And the last time my husband mowed, it got gunked up with mud, and now it won't run right. So we have the tractor mower in the shop, and so we can't mow until it comes back. So it's getting kind of long. Oh, Susie, it was so nice to talk to you. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. I see a sheet shaped like a gray bunny made out of wood. Huh, I wonder what that is. There are a lot of rocks. I think it's more like over here. When they built this house, they moved the rocks and they kind of made a huge rock pile over here. So, good night, Susie. It was so nice to chat with you. Thanks for hopping on. In the left, wait. They're over here. Let me see. I think I can zoom in on a live. Let me see. Yep, I can. Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust this. Can you see the rocks? Oops, I'm sorry. I don't know how to adjust this. I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah. Right here. There's a bunch. If you go back there, the pile goes back. So, whoa, now we're really close up. Oh, okay. It was the rocks that you saw. Yeah, it wasn't like, we weren't thrilled about having a huge rock pile, but what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna move it all myself. And yeah, Crystal, if you want some rocks, come down. We can't give them away. We tell everybody, hey, you want some rocks? You know, for free, you just have to haul them yourself. But nobody takes us up on them. We did use some of the rocks. I'm going to stand up and show you since we're here anyway. Free photo area. It is. I love doing like first day of school, last day of school pictures with the boys in the woods. Sorry. Yeah, it's still spritzing a little bit, but I'm going to turn this around. We took some of the rocks and made them into this outline getting into the woods. When we got here, there was like a little tiny path going into the woods right here. And then I opened it up and just pulled the weeds so that we had a clear path. Once this opening was cleared up, the inside of the woods is what it is. You know, it's fairly open. Let me see if we can get the hammock in the shot. Oh, I'm out here barefoot. I really should not be. Right there is where we store wood in that shed. You can't really see the hammock, but it's... Oh, where's my finger? Oh, that's not helpful. Oh, well, that's okay. Bananas. Oh, you know what? There are bananas out there. You have good eyes. Where are they? We had some rotten bananas and I just threw them out there. Oh my gosh. Oh, Crystal. Let me turn this back around. So anyway, it can be creepy, a little bit creepy in there because it is dark. It's funny because in the winter when all the leaves drop, sorry, let me put this on here. When the leaves drop, it's really bright in there. But once the leaves grow, it's really dark in there. It's like, oh my goodness, this is really a change. All right, don't fall getting in the chair. That would be embarrassing. Ah! Yay, I made it. You guys see the bananas? I'm sorry, that's so funny. Yeah, when we have some rotten bananas, I just throw them out there. I figure something will eat it, even if it's just the bugs. It does get dark in there, Yarny Cat says, yeah. And because it's so overcast and cloudy, it is even darker in there. But I do want to do a live in there sometime when, where we can, maybe it won't be too dark. Oh, you saw the house bananas. Yeah, I do have some house bananas here too. We love bananas in this house. But we had some, yeah, that is something that we've talked about doing and we haven't officially done, although it's like when we have food that's gone bad, we do tend to just throw it out in the woods. But we do want to do a compost pile. We just have to figure out how to officially do it. Maybe that's something we'll tackle next summer. Lanterns. Oh, did you see the little mushroom lanterns I had out there? Aw, your son likes bananas. Awesome. Nick, oh, I love that. Yeah. I don't know if it's a weird thing or not, but I really love bananas with peanut butter on them. That's a snack my mom used to make for us when we were kids. She was good at doing it this way. I usually just get a knife and I get a little bit of banana and I put it on the banana and then take a bite. But she used to cut the banana in half long ways and she would open it up like it was bread and then she would put banana in the middle and then she would close it up and then she would chop it into bite-sized pieces for us. So that was a snack that I had when I was a kid. I don't have the patience to make it the way that she made it, but I still eat banana with my peanut butter, or peanut butter with my banana. Yeah, I love it. You'll have to try it, Crystal. You eat them with pudding and, oh, and the wafers, yeah. That sounds good too. Banana sandwiches. I've heard people eat that. I've never tried it. I don't eat a lot of bread. I know I look like somebody who eats a lot of bread, but I don't eat a lot of bread. So I like to toast with banana, peanut butter, and honey. That does sound good. Nilla wafers. Oh, I haven't had Nilla wafers in ages. They are so good. We used to have them at school as snacks. I remember like when you were in school and you used to get snacks, that was something that everyone always brought in was Nilla wafers. Banana on toast with honey. Oh, that sounds yummy too. Oh man, that's awesome. There's so many ways to eat a banana. Who would have known? We could write a recipe book for bananas. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I definitely will do this again. Crochet in the woods. We'll get in the woods one of these days. Yarny Cat's hungry now. Oh, banana bread. Oh, yes. Yes, I could have used the rotten bananas for that, but I just didn't want to make it laziness. Oh, banana bread is really good. There's some really good recipes for it too. Heather in the woods. Banana boat and ice cream. Yeah, I mean banana split ice cream, banana boat ice cream. Oh man. We do have some paths back there. When we get into the woods one of these days, I'll take you around. Something I have to tell you I'm really surprised about. my I thought when we moved in here, my boys were, younger. It was about 4 years ago, so they were like 10 and 12 when we moved in here. I thought that they would be in there and have the whole woods memorized. They had, um, what are they called? Laser tag guns and stuff. And I thought it would be so fun. They would go out in the woods and do all of that. But they don't go out there at all. I go out there more than anybody else does. And I don't even get out there that much because, it's just busy trying to run a household. Into the Woods was a musical. When I was in college, I played in the pit for that musical. It's kind of like messed up fairy tale world. So I don't know when that came out. I wound up, would be all, yeah, I know when I was a kid, like we didn't have woods in our backyard, but we had a backyard and I knew where the groundhog hole was, and we had a tree that had branches that grew up on net, like kind of like this, and I was able to sit in between them and hold on to them almost like you'd hold on to a swing. And I used to take my book up there and I would read my book in the tree. But I would have been out there, but of course when we were little there were no video games and stuff like that. Or I should speak for myself, maybe there was when you guys were little, but when I was little there was no video games, so that's what you did, you went outside. I also did not grow up in an air-conditioned house. There was, no air conditioning in the house that we grew up in, and, now I wouldn't want to live in a house without air conditioning. So they, if it's warm outside, they don't want to go outside, they just stay inside in the cool. Yeah, reading in the trees. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. There were not kids in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I was the only kid. And then I have a sister, but my sister's 5 years younger than me, so we didn't really, she was a baby basically, So we didn't go out and adventure together. So, I would ride my bike. I'd go up in the tree. On really hot days, I would go up in the tree because wasn't any cooler inside, and we had one rotating fan, and everybody would fight over it. I remember sitting at the dinner table and sweat would be coming down the backs of my legs, and we would all be saying, "You're getting more air from the fan," and we'd be like, "No, you're getting more air from the fan." Oh, your kids did both. Donna, I tried so hard. I mean, there's only I tried to get them out there. There's only so much I could do. I'm like, go play some laser tag. They'd be out there for 5 minutes. They'd come back in. They'd it's hot. We don't want to be out here. Yarny Cat said, I used to read Winnie the Pooh by a tree outside. We didn't have air either, but now I can't live without it. I agree. I could not live without it anymore. I feel like I don't know how I survived my childhood. Oh man. I'm raising grandkids now and they are almost grown. Wow. That's a commitment to raise your own kids and then to raise your grandkids too. Wow. You can't make them. It's true, you can't. You can't make them. I'd love to sleep in a modern day tree house, but I don't like climbing. I think they'll call it glamping. I've seen some pretty glamp tree houses that exist out there. Oh man, if you look up tree houses and like not for kids, like adult tree houses, there are some really gorgeous ones out there. Holy cow. I'm thinking about putting the pool up this year. Cool. What kind of pool do you have? Lost my daughter to brain cancer. I still have one, my daughter. Oh, Donna, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't imagine. That must have been so difficult. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Yarny Cat, I agree with you. There's so many things I can't believe we did as children, but that kids won't do or don't know how to do now. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. I mean, I even remember, we have a ton of honeysuckle out here, but my house I grew up with, there was a lot of honeysuckle out back there too. I remember like one of my friends, I had a friend over to my house and she showed me how you open it up and you can suck the honeysuckle and you really basically get like a tiny taste of the sweetness. But I remember going out there and every time there was honeysuckle, I would like pull all of them off and try to eat the honeysuckle. But yeah. I'm sure the grandkids helped. I'm really sorry. That has to be one of the hardest things ever, to lose a child. Oh, you guys did that too? Isn't that fun? My boys, they're never out there and there's tons of honeysuckle, tons. They're not doing that. Do we have fruit trees? We don't, but we have thought about getting some to plant. It just seems like we have so many projects we want to do because this house we're the first owners of this house. So we've been doing things like painting the walls, you know, making things the way that we like them, and all these projects, you know, one thing after another. But I'm hoping that we can get some fruit trees out there. There's blackberry bushes, that edible blackberry bushes. They're wild ones. They're not like the ones that you would buy at the store, but I have one of those plant identifier apps and it says you can eat them. The wild ones are much smaller than the regular blackberries, but they're still sweet. So we have those. I tried planting a blueberry bush, but blueberries require more like sandy type of soil, and we don't have the right kind of soil here, so they didn't take. Oh, the smell of honeysuckle is amazing. I can actually smell it right now. Yeah, I do have a pretty decent herb garden. We've got oregano, sage, basil. So, well, pretty soon it'll be time to make the spices again. Ooh, make a great pie with the wild ones. Yeah, I'd have to really pick a lot for that, and I'm in competition with the birds. Oh, that's cute. Yarny Cat said grandkids. Oh, grandma called them dewberries. I thought it said grandkids at first. Grandma called them dewberries. Oh, that is cool. Ah, you have wild blackberries. They are good. They're sweet. It's just they're so tiny. Or at least the ones that we have here, they're so tiny. And then the birds are eating them, so it's hard to get enough to make even a serving. So I probably couldn't make a pie with them, but that does sound good. Wild blackberry pie, that would be good. There's, I'm trying to think what else was back there. The trees are mostly like oak, walnut, and you know, just other stuff that's native to Pennsylvania. The more we picked them, the bigger they got. Oh, I'll have to try that. Maybe each year they will get a little bigger. I was picking them last year. Last year I was eating them when I saw them. So maybe they'll get bigger. You should plant a mulberry tree. Those are awesome. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can get one. That would be awesome. Brambles. Ah, that's cool. Jennifer said we call blackberries in the wild brambles. We make bramble pie, or used to. Sounds delicious. Do apple trees do well? Yes, apple trees do well in Pennsylvania. We have a farm near here that the boys and I used to go to when they were little. We would do apple picking every fall. It was a fun tradition. And then last year we went, and I told the boys, I was like, you're probably going to be too big for this year, because it's a whole like festival. They have a maze you can go through, they have games, and then you can go pick some apples. It was a really fun thing to do with smaller kids. But they were like, oh no, we have such good memories, we want to do it again this year. And then we went, and after they were done, they said, yeah, we're too big for this. So I think that it's our last year to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of good fresh apples around here, all kinds of different flavors. So I've just been going to farmers markets to get those. But I would love to have an apple tree. I would love to have a cherry tree. Cherry trees do pretty well here. And that is something my husband and I have talked about, but we haven't gone through with it yet just because we've been working on lots of other projects. But we did look up places where you could order, and there are places around here where you can get like already mature trees, like rather than starting them from small, you know, you can get them where they're already ready to fruit. Yarny Cat said, I picked black walnuts and dried them and dehulled them and got a handful of nuts for my troubles. I will never complain about the price of black walnuts again. Before I finished reading that, I was going to say, you probably got hardly anything from that. Walnuts are a pain in the neck to eat, to get them to the point where you eat them. Yeah. Hi, Bridget. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in and taking part in our crocheting in the woods from my back door. The weather didn't cooperate, so it's crochet in the woods from my back door today. Yeah, that would be a great way that you can enjoy them, and you would probably save money on fruit, for sure, for sure. It's on my bucket list. We'll hopefully do that soon. So, yeah, it is something we've talked about, and we've talked about that every year. We wanted to get an indoor tree too. And we talked about fig or, you know, other kinds. We just have not followed through with that yet. My husband was really busy making me a yarn box for my room. Sorry, I got distracted because apparently somebody's at my front door. Hopefully it's just like Amazon or something. The rain chased the king and I inside. Yeah, seems to be a pretty rainy day. Apparently somebody just dropped something off at our front door. I'm getting the notification from Ring that somebody was at my door. Crystal, I wish it was you. Oh my gosh, that's funny. First the bananas, and then you're at my front door. Is it yarn? I wish. I didn't order any, so I wouldn't expect it to be, but wouldn't that be a surprise? Maybe we should take a field trip to my front door and see what it is. It's probably something my husband ordered, because I don't think I ordered anything. Yeah, let me finish this stitch. We could take a field trip to the front door. That way if it's a murderer, then I'll have witnesses. That would be a surprise because I've always felt really safe here, but hey, you never know. Whenever you listen to any of those murder mysteries, you always hear people say, you would never expect something like that here. Do you hear that? That sounds like a truck, so it must have been a delivery. All right, let me get to a good spot here. We'll go see. Because now I'm curious. Crystal said I don't want to witness that. Not exactly. We are downstairs in my house, and my craft room is the 4th bedroom upstairs. So we're not really close to my craft room. You vote yarn. Oh, I would love it if it was yarn. All right, let's see. It doesn't appear to be yarn. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Something small. Oh, it does have his name on it. I couldn't see his name on it. I was like, there's no address. All right, if you were curious about where I am, I'll show you. You'll see the bananas again. So I'll turn this around. This is the back door here where I was sitting. There's my hammock chair and my project. And then on the one side is our kitchen. And then back there is where the pantry and the bathroom is. And then over here is the dining room, which is actually a game room for us. You can see we have loads of games. And oops. Did it freeze? And then games over there as well. This was another project that my husband and I did. I helped with painting and holding tools for him and stuff, but he put the black, it's this wainscoting, is that what you call that? He did that. And then this is my husband's office because he works from home. We have a ton of games. We really do. We love to play games. We played a game yesterday as a family. That's one of the things that we really like to do together. So this is our dining. And if we have like family come over to eat, we'll eat out here. But it's mostly... Thank you. My husband did a nice job. I give him all the credit. He's very handy. And so the kitchen is on this side. And then we have a spot where this is where we usually just eat because there's only 4 of us. And then there's our living room. And I'll show you, if you like the decor, I'll show you the bathroom because we only just did the bathroom. And again, my husband gets all the credit for the bathroom because he did all the measuring, all the tool work and everything. This was just one plain wall before he did it. And this was just like a pedestal sink, and we got a new sink to put in there, and then the lights and everything. So he did all of that. Thank you, guys. You love Chutes and Ladders, and you're 66. I used to get so annoyed by Chutes and Ladders with my boys. I used to use a 100-sided die when we would play it, and I'd be like, please let the 100 come up so that we can be done. They didn't know I was like trying to trick them, but because they thought it was hilarious. Like I'd be like, look, you got 66. You can go 66 places. My husband is so handy. I'm really lucky. He works in in the field of computers, but he is very handy. He knows his way around a wood shop. So I'm very, very lucky for that. Well, thank you so much, guys, for the compliment on my home. It took us a while to get here. We, lived in lots of small places and saved and saved and saved, and then we were able to finally, over the pandemic, sell our last house and move here. And it was a good time to move. The interest rates were low, and it was a good time to sell. And since we were building the home, it wasn't like we were trying to, I know a lot of people were having trouble getting a house because they were selling so fast. But since we were building, it wasn't like rushing out to try and find one and try and snatch it really fast. So, yeah, my yarn room's not down on this level. My yarn room, we have 4 bedrooms in our house, so the fourth, since we only have 2 kids, they each have their own room, we have a room, and then the 4th bedroom is where I have my yarn room. So I was lucky to get that. Your kids are so competitive. I'll tell you what though, board games are really good for that. And, my kids get competitive too, and sometimes they get, upset to the point of tears if they are in last place. But it's a really good learning experience for them too, to know that they have to, you can't win all the time. You're not always going to win. So, yeah, it was a new construction. We were really lucky. Everything kind of fell in our laps to make that happen. So that's why, like, with everything that was here, we put in, like, the backsplash to our kitchen. There wasn't there, there was no backsplash. In the living or in the dining room where we have all the games, the wall was not like that. It was just a plain wall when we moved in, but my husband was able to make that. And the bathroom, we used to call it a ghetto bathroom because right after we moved in, there was a leak in the wall, and it made the baseboards wet, and they were like peeling from the wall. So we had like this blank empty room with baseboards that were peeling from the wall. So we called it the ghetto bathroom, but it's not the ghetto bathroom anymore. So
You're not in the woods, Mom?
I was going to go in, Roman is here. I was going to go in the woods, but it was drizzling and I didn't want to get my phone wet. Did you want to say hi to everybody?
No, I'm just going my walk.
Getting some water. I bet you they would love to. Thank you. I like it too. I feel really happy with it. We have
some ice cream.
Oh, we'll do that when I'm done with the live, okay? He wants some ice cream. Oh, look, everyone's saying hi. You need to come over and say hi. Come on over.
Hi.
Oh. You get that? It's way over there. Oh. I think that's the best you'll get for him right now. I don't know. I didn't see how you spelled it. What, Roman? R-O-M-A-N. Like the place, Rome. A man from Rome. It's funny, when I was very pregnant with Roman, my husband plays ice hockey, and so I went to one of his games, and one of his teammates were saying, "What's the name of your son going to be?" And I said Roman, but I was so stuffed up. I don't know why, but when I was at the very end of my pregnancy with both boys, I was so stuffed up I could not breathe. Like the last month of my pregnancy, I couldn't breathe out of my nose. And so I'm like, Roman, and he's like, what? And I'm like, man from Rome. And he's like, oh, Roman. So, oh, thank you. I think he's handsome too. The Empire, yes, the Roman Empire. So we named our boys Roman, and the other one's Odin, O-D-I-N, like in Norse mythology, Thor's father, Odin. We both are kind of like into mythology, but we also we both have names that are very common, and my husband's name is Rich. When we lived at our old house, there was another couple in our neighborhood named Rich and Heather, and we knew two other couples just, socially, that were named Rich and Heather. And so it was just such a common name that we decided we were going to name our boys names that were like easy to say, easy to spell, but were not common. When I know I've said this before on my channel, but Heather was so popular a name when I was in school. I graduated with 12 Heathers, I believe it was 12. And when I was in elementary school, before all the schools go together for high school, just in my class alone, it was Heather B, Heather C, Heather D, and Heather S. That was before I was Heather H. So it was like, I don't know. I think I would like it was a hippie name, I think. It was like Heather is a wildflower. So, I was born in the 70s, and that was just a pretty popular name. So, yeah, I remember Donna being a pretty popular name too. I have two Aunt Donnas. Richie Valens wrote the dang song. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I would have probably liked my name better if it wasn't so popular, but now I'm not, thank you, Crystal, but I never appreciated having that name because it was so common. Yeah, you're popular in 57. Yeah, like I said, I have two aunts that are named Donna. A soft H sound. True. True. I'm with you, Bridget. I like unique names too. I felt like I was my own person. But back in the 80s, when I was going through school, they had the movie out called The Heathers. And it was also, at least around here, I don't know if it was all around the country, but at least around here, like when you heard Heather and you thought of the movie Heathers, you thought of those really snooty, blonde girls who thought they were better than everyone else and always had boyfriends and stuff like that. That was kind of like a stereotype. And I was definitely not like that. I was not like that at all. So I didn't like that. And I didn't like, sometimes when they would say, what's your name? My name's Heather. You'd get that, oh, you're Heather. I didn't like that. Wow. Yeah, I think Patricia was, like the clique. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like a cliquey thing. And there were Heathers in my class that were like that were blonde and beautiful. They were Barbie dolls, and all the people loved them, and they always had boyfriends. I was like the total opposite. I was brunette. I was in the band. I was a nerd. So I didn't like people thinking that I was like that just because it was my name. So I think that's why I really never really appreciated Heather. I think if it hadn't been a popular name, I probably would have liked it, but I don't know. Fun at get-togethers. I think it's our Irish ancestry. Oh, man. Well, now it definitely is getting dark out there. I probably would have had to come in if we were out there. Did anybody see any more rabbits? I think it's funny that here I am filming and now they're not there. Normally there's like at least 4 rabbits at any given time back there. I had two bro-in-laws named Pat. Yeah, I guess that was an ambiguous name, like not ambiguous, but that was a name that could be used for either gender, Patricia, Patrick. You heard bird calls. Yeah, there's always birds out there, which is nice. It's nice. We miss that in the winter though. There are not many birds that stay here for the winter. Maybe they are having a heated discussion. Maybe they're fighting over who gets what spot. We've had some really pretty bluebirds and redbirds back there too. Your hubby is Jeff. That was a popular name. Yes, I knew a lot of Jeffs in school. Jeff and John and David and Craig. I went to school with at least 2 Craigs. Oh, Marina's ready for dinner. It was so nice of you to come and stay in the chat, Marina. It was really good to see you. I'm glad that you could come. It was really nice to catch up with you and hear about everybody feeling better. I was thinking about you because I know your family was sick earlier. So our kids are Kathy, Nick, John, and Mary. Those are pretty names. I like that. Ooh. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to stay on too much longer too. It's getting dark here, and I promised the boys, I made them do a little bit of yard work today, and I promised them that they could have some ice cream tonight. So I went out and got some ice cream. We got salted caramel pretzel ice cream and raspberry cheesecake ice cream. They are delicious. So yeah. I'm glad too, Yarny Cat. I'm so glad you came. I'm really glad for everybody who came to visit. It was a really nice time, and I'll definitely do this again, you know, and like I said, hopefully sometime where we can actually go out into the woods. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So what brand? Okay. We have a place around here called, give me a minute. It's actually an Amish place. They make it themselves. It is called, okay, it's driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to look at it now. That's another nice thing about living in an Amish place though, is that you can get their homemade goods. It's called Fox Meadows. It's right here. And this one is is it upside down? No, it's not. Salted caramel pretzel. So they make these flavors themselves. Everything they make, it's by hand. So it's definitely not cheap. But I had a gift card because the teachers at school all got gift cards from Fox Meadows at the end of the year, kind of as a thank you. So that was a nice benefit. I did not have to pay out of pocket for it. We don't go there very often because of the price, but it is delicious. Ellie Leva is here. Hopefully you were here for longer than just a few minutes. I'm sorry if you're catching it at the end. Yes, no, you're right. There's nothing in there that's artificial. It really is nice being able to get Amish. We have a flea market around here called the Green Dragon. It's open only on Fridays, and a lot of Amish will sell you food there. You can get fresh meat from their farm. Oh, good, Ellie. I'm glad you were here for more than just the end. You could get freshly butchered meat there. You can get baked goods. You know, they have all kinds of stuff. And so it is an advantage living here. That's one of the advantages. So, okay, I think I am going to head out, but I appreciate you guys coming in and crocheting with me and enjoying some, you can see it's getting really dark out there now, enjoying some, you know, time in nature. You know, hopefully we could go into nature next time, but I will see you guys next time. Bye, take care.